Afternoon. Hi, lovelies. Chuck your camera on. It's very informal. I'll record it just in case as long as it's nothing personal. If there's anything personal in there that you want me to remove, I can do so. But otherwise, it's always useful for people who can't make it to these calls if there's particular topics, questions that get answered. So excellent. Hi, Lynette.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, not too bad.
Yeah.
I'm having a frustrating morning at work, so it's just like I'm about to kill something, but that's fine. It's all good.
I love it. All right, Helen, have you got a camera there that you can chuck on as well? There we go. I'm trying to think who else was registered for this call. There's definitely someone else, so just bear with me. All right, so, oh yeah, Catherine won't be attending. Okay, no worries. Let's get started. How are you guys going with everything?
Well, I've done the personality things, and that's about it.
Okay, and did you post? You posted in the group. Yeah. So you had a little bit of Leo in you, yeah?
Yeah.
Not Leo, Lion.
Yeah. Yes, it's not quite a zodiac sign. I'll just have a quick look at what it was. It was in Facebook, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember noticing that because there's only a handful of people who come through that have Lion in them. It's a great trait.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You can if you want, Helen. You can exit. Yep. No problem at all.
Yeah, so I had a bit of badger in there as well, which I assume means I'm stubborn.
Beaver or we don't have badgers, but it's
beaver badger.
We should have badgers. That's great. We have, beaver and otter. Actually, those three, beaver, otter, and golden retriever, come up a lot because they've got a lot of that getting stuff done, but crossing the T's and dotting the I's, and also taking that information in. But for some people, they although I think the otter has got that like kind of vibrancy in it as well. If you've got predominantly sort of like beaver and golden retriever, sometimes it's a little bit hard to kind of push yourself out there and to promote yourself and your business. So just having that self-awareness and going, okay, well, that's kind of why, and what can I do about that? And seeing that in other people too, going, okay, yep. So it's frustrating because, for me, crossing the T's and dotting the I's is not really a strength, but it used to be, which is strange, but it's not a strength anymore. I'm more big. And it's definitely a weakness to not have that. But then I've got other things that people who do that might not have. So that's why it's really good to have the variety in the people that you're working with, so that you can kind of fill all of those and keep life interesting. So I think Helen's having some issues with her microphone, poor love. So she's jumping in and out trying to get that working. So when are you looking at the next section? Have you allocated some time to?
Yeah, I'll finish it. I'll do the first intro today and throw it, this weekend, and do the second section as well.
Yeah. Cool. Did you have any questions that you wanted me to answer today around where you're at?
Not really. I was just dropping in to see what the the discussion was like, and what we, if there were any hints or tips or anything like that.
Yep, get a feel for it.
Yeah.
Helen, how you go with your microphone?
I think I figured it out now.
Hey.
Kept telling me to leave to activate it, and I'd activate it, and then it's like you have to leave, and I was like, "What is happening?"
I was just
Sorted.
saying to Lynn, I was just hopping out, just hopping in, just hopping out,
Yeah.
hopping in.
Oh well,
So if they have frog on there on those personality types, we're like, Helen's the frog.
I'm the frog, in out, in out.
Yeah, yeah. So how are you going with it?
Yeah, slowly but surely. I'm sort of just dipping my feet in at the moment and sort of just trying to figure out where I'm at. So I just sort of, I think I probably need to spend a bit more time deciding what I want to specifically offer to sort of be able to head myself in a certain direction.
Yeah.
So yeah, doing a little bit more research and bits and pieces, and looking some free online classes and stuff like that as well. So
For services, for services to offer, or
and just to build up my skills and stuff, because I've been in early childhood for 11 years. So it's just, I've done a few admin things here and there, but not a whole lot. So just aware that I sort of need to build my skill set a little bit as well.
Yeah, yeah. So moving from little children to big children.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Fun. You've got to have pretty high tolerance levels, yeah?
Yes. You have to have a lot of patience. I've got patience for a lot of things, and then not much patience for other things like technology that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Very frustrating.
Do you hit a wall? I sometimes, like, if it's not working, especially when I was doing website stuff, sometimes you'd have problems with the code, and because you've been sitting there looking at it too long, you cannot see what's wrong with the code. And I'm the sort that's just like, I'll start brewing and brewing and brewing, and then boom, just get out of my way. I am now officially furious. And if you try to calm me down, I will kill you. But if you don't do anything, I'll be angry at you. Like, you cannot win.
And sometimes you just have to walk away 10 minutes and then come back.
Let me go. And then you come back and you go, oh, there it is. Yeah.
Out there staring at me the whole time.
Yeah. I should have walked away like 45 minutes before I did, sort of.
Very
but
funny.
I used to also, when I worked in disability, I had at work so much patience, and then I'd get out of work and I'd be like, you don't have a disability, stop being a dickhead. Like, because they'd be like, you must be so patient. I'm like, yeah, with people who deserve it.
Yeah, sometimes. Very funny.
Yeah. So it's an interesting little old world. I could have done with some personality type training back then, I think.
Yes, they are very interesting. I've done both of those, and they're very interesting to look at.
Yeah. I find it funny that because the crystal one is so much more, it's more thorough.
Yeah.
But they both say the same thing.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like, you've got one that's so simple with these cute little animals. And when I first got introduced to it, I was just like, God, that's accurate. And I haven't come across anyone who's gone, oh, that's weird. I don't see myself that way. So
no, they're good.
Asks the right questions.
Yes.
Yeah. So what are you both thinking of in terms of, like, what's there? I mean, you're saying, pop the toes in, and one of the things that's important is just going, all right, let's try this, because a lot of people get stuck on, I don't know who to target, because what if it doesn't work? Or what if it does? You're guaranteed for it not to work if you don't do anything. So sometimes you just got to pick something and try it out. So where are you guys at with that, and what are you thinking of offering?
Yeah, I am at a bit of a loss at the moment, and that's the big first hurdle. I'm quite good at IT and managing my way around IT, and like, I'm the go-to person at our office. If somebody has an IT issue, they'll come and talk to me, and if I can't solve it, we'll send off for IT help. I'm good at spreadsheets, but not brilliant at spreadsheets like that other lady obviously is that you were talking about.
She's a crazy one though.
And I've done I've developed some bots recently to do little tasks on your computer and all that sort of stuff. So I've kind of got a head for being useful on IT, but not. And I've done long document formatting before. I'm good at Word and blah and what's it, and I just don't know. I'm just thinking, well, do I just go and start looking at those Fiverr.com places and see what people need and say, oh yeah, I could do that, and not necessarily just go and offer my services for really cheap, but actually just get the ideas from there of what sort of things people are looking for, and then focus on those ones.
Question. I can share with you our latest spreadsheet of what sort of job leads are coming through the Virtually Yours network.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, on the sign up page for it's not on mobile though. I can't see it properly on mobile. On the sign up page, we've got the last quarter. There's a graph towards the bottom of the last quarter of what sort of stuff people are asking for. Obviously, it changes every quarter, but we put the latest quarter up. You can have a look at that. I'll grab the link for that. But the bots thing, you've got me interested there, because I don't know a lot of people who can do that. Can you do like the Facebook bots and stuff? So having conversations with people without having conversations with people?
No, I'm not that sophisticated. This is just within the, like, so I work at Griffith University, and they have a whole team that's developed some bots to do processes and stuff with a product called Studio. And they've got a citizen developer module called Studio X. So it's like bots for dummies. And you can just use it to like use building blocks to create things. So that's not necessarily, so a company would have to have the software and all that sort of stuff for me to be able to log in and do that. And so that I'm just at the very baby steps of that, developing those sorts of skills. I've built about 5 or 6 different bots now, but you know, it's not something that I would be able to go, hoo, I'm a guru.
And when you start off, you're rarely going to be a guru with stuff anyway, and don't be worried about that, as long as you're willing to make sure that the outcome is what it needs to be. Even if you get to that outcome by tripping over your feet like 100 times, as long as you're not showing the client that, as long as you get to that point.
There's some level of professionalism behind, you know.
You know, like when I first started, it was because same thing, people would come to me and I could fix the tech stuff. And then I went out and I started my business, and I'm like, I know how to do that. So, and then it was all completely different because it wasn't in-house. And it shook me. I was just like, oh crap, there's so much that I don't know. But then I just kind of chipped away at the bits that I needed, because you've got the right brain type. And just go, okay, well, I do get how tech works, right? And I feel comfortable with it, and I like exploring it. So, you know, maybe it ends up being WordPress web development. Maybe it does end up being Facebook bots, you know, or I don't know, anything kind of like that, where at the moment and because stuff like that comes up all the time, new programs come up all the time, and people go, I don't know how to do it, but I reckon my head would work with that if I went and learned it. And I think I'd be excited by that and interested by that. So keep those ideas open in terms of what you could still learn.
Okay.
So and people will give you opportunities to learn while you're trying to, you know, achieve that to that point. So for me, we had a catch-up call yesterday, like a coffee catch-up for Virtually Yours members, and one of my members, who's been a member for about 15 years or something, was the first call she's been on. And I was like, oh my God, she's here. And I've known her that whole time. I've known her forever, and I've done heaps of work with her. I've caught up with her and everything, but she's never been to one of the coffee catch-ups. So most people were like, oh my God, I've never actually seen you on video before. It was really funny. But when I first started out, she would send me, she'd be like, oh, I've got she does a lot of website development and design work. She's incredible. And she'd send me stuff and go, can you do e-newsletters for these people? And I'd be like, yeah, sure. And then I'd start working in Dreamweaver or Camtasia or whatever it is and go, oh my God, this sucks. And I'd be doing the tanties, eventually working it out and getting it right. But for some reason, she had just gone, no, I reckon Rosie can do that. And it gave me that opportunity to push myself and to grow. And I ended up doing heaps and heaps of work with her down the track. But to start with, you know, I thought I thought that it was done a completely different way to what it was done. But because it's not time blocked stuff, you can kind of, you can learn how much you don't know as you go and then figure it out.
Yeah.
But I'm not one of those people that goes, say you can do something when you can't. I totally thought I could.
Yeah.
Early 20s, I thought I could do anything. So there's definitely, going to be opportunities where people go, look, it doesn't matter if you aren't sure how that works yet. If you feel like you can nut it out, go give it a crack.
Yeah. All right.
And Helen, what about you? What are you thinking of offering?
I had a look through, I was reading through the end of your book with the 123 ways to use a VA, and I was sort of having a look at what might sort of resemble bits and pieces that I've done in the past at work, but not necessarily done as a full-time job.
Yeah.
And I was sort of thinking that, I mean, I don't know if this is the right way to say it or not, but sort of the easier sort of looking ones look like maybe like a bit of proofreading or some reception sort of stuff like that. It seems like that would be the best way to get a foot in the door.
Mm-hmm.
Because I like when you look around, everybody wants experience, and I was like, well, I don't really have solid experience, so I've sort of got to trying to think of what I can do. But then like editing podcasts and videos and things like that, I would find quite interesting as well. So responding to inquiries, appointment and bookings, minute taking, reminder services, all that sort of stuff, just being able to help people out. I mean, I guess that's the whole thing, isn't it? But I'm very much coming from early childhood. I'm very much about helping people where I can. And, when people are struggling, like I'm the one at work that everyone often comes to when they've got questions about like procedures and stuff like that as well. So, I mean, I figure I've got the skills there. It's just about figuring out which ones and which direction I want to point it, basically.
Yeah. And what about people management? What's your people management skills like?
So I've run my own room for 9 out of the 10 years. So I stepped down at the start of this year and dropped a day at work because I was just like, COVID. Yeah, let's reassess life, basically.
Yeah.
So I've always managed a team of up to 5 others. And so just making sure that they're doing what they need to be doing and they're following policies and procedures and things like that. And, all the day-to-day stuff and being the main person for communication with parents and things like that in the department when the department came out. So I very easily manage people, even though I like to tell myself that I don't like to do it. I'm very naturally
managing people is the worst part of the job.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. So that's why, like Lynette, I'm thinking, websites and the bots, and now like what Helen said, podcast editing, stuff like that. So good. I wouldn't go, online business manager, because you haven't mentioned anything about, and now what you said there, I'm like, well, probably on par there. And I'm just saying, I don't want to manage a whole lot of people either. But the people who have want to do that, so the EAPA type stuff, where you are just helping them sort shit out, and do have people skills, a lot of them end up being on OBM, so online business managers. So you can start off as sort of like an EAPA type thing, and that's where you'd want to niche down when you're doing your marketing. You need to be specific about who you want to support, because the service itself is pretty general. Your EAPA, it's kind of very broad. So again, you need to target right down in terms of who it is you can support, so you can connect with them. And after doing that for a little bit, you might find that you end up becoming an OBM, because what happens is those clients then go, but Helen, I need my website done, and you go, that's so nice, Lynette, and help. And start bringing people in to solve those problems, because you're a problem solver, but doesn't mean you have to know all the things. But you need to know people who have the different skills and bring them together to it's project management, basically. Networking, and look, none of them are going to be biting each other and wetting their pants, so you're going to be like, this is so easy.
Beautiful.
So that's something that you can have a look at. So for you, have a look, highlight all of those different things. And think about, okay, so who is it that I would want to work with to offer that sort of EAPA type stuff? And do they want that help? Do they have the budget for that help? And then start thinking about how they communicate, what wording they use, where they hang out, that sort of thing. So you might find, I know that in terms of managing their workload and their business, even in childcare industry, there's people who need it, but they don't necessarily want to pay someone to do
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
They're just
Yeah.
going to drown in it and just
Yeah.
not get help.
Yeah.
But there will be other people who, you know, you can identify and go, okay, they're similar or they're
Yeah.
completely different. And that's the sort of outcome they're looking for, where they just, like what I said in the training originally, you know, for me, having my phones answered was a massive, massive thing for me. That was a real pain point for me. It stopped me from achieving a whole lot of other things.
Yeah.
And so figuring out who those sort of people are and what their commonalities are.
Yeah.
Taking it from there.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Cool. Very exciting. And that's a bit to wrap your head around, but step by step. Lynette?
Yeah. I was just going to say that one of the things that Helen just mentioned when she was talking through her skills that she's done is like the minutes and agendas, writing them up. And is there much call for like meeting coordinators who can do all the agendas and minutes and getting all the papers together and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, there's a lot of VAs who do association management. Like when I feel like I always go, when I started out, I was doing a lot of stuff for chambers of commerce, associations, traders associations, various not-for-profits, and they all have all sorts, even neighborhood houses have lots of fun paperwork, meeting management, meeting minutes. I did, when I first took my meeting minutes to one of the Chamber of Commerce meetings, one of the guys there said, I didn't know that you could make minutes look sexy. This is a sexy looking minute taking. And I was like, okay, that's weird, but I'm glad you like it. And he didn't mean it like in a perverted way. He was just like, it's not a piece of rubbish that they would do if they were in there, because they just don't know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
And it's simple breaking it down. We all know breaking it down and giving action points, and it's not that hard. But following along and understanding what you've got to highlight and what you don't have to highlight, that's very specific. Some people can't do it, some people can.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. So yeah, EAPA work. I know some people who support people who are like CEOs, you know, your really high level kind of busy people who have just got a billion things on their plate, technically probably retired sometimes, but they're still, you know, directors and CEOs of these various organizations, and they need a lot of EAPA stuff, and then the meeting management, and the before and afters, and there's so much work.
That's certainly, I've got a hell of a lot of experience in doing minutes and agendas and all that sort of stuff.
Do you enjoy it?
No. But if it gets in and, you know, and looking and exploring other opportunities, then that would be something that, you know, I was just for the last year up until May, I was the secretary for our PNC association, and it was all online because of COVID. It's like, you know, it was quite simple for me to manage that.
What's PS what?
PNC, school PNC, Parents and Citizens Association.
Ours is Parents and Friends.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Where are you located?
Brisbane, Queensland.
Brisbane. And Helen, where are you?
Melbourne. Good old sunny Melbourne.
Me too. We're a special breed, right?
You must be outside right now, outside in the...
Oh, no, we're not allowed.
We are now.
Yeah, we're allowed outside.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Doesn't get me as far as I want to go, though. Want to go regional.
That's right.
Can't go regional.
Yeah, God, I just want to get out. But just different names for different school stuff. It blew me away when I first realized that even just prep is called a different thing in different states. I mean, it's like we've got, you know, different countries here in Australia. It's insane. So you can definitely, if you know something, you know, like the back of your hand, and there's opportunities there that you can tap into to start, you know, experiencing working as a business owner, supporting them virtually, blah, 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 by all means. But don't get to the point where you're like, this is all I'm doing and I hate it.
Something long term, I'd go, oh, that's me. Because I like the other more creative kind of stuff, like learning new things and doing all that sort of techie stuff.
Yeah. And a lot of those groups actually, when I was working with the Chamber of Commerce, it started off as admin. They wanted me just to do a basic newsletter for the traders. And then by the time I finished, we'd worked on the website. I'd had to learn Joomla. And after that, I ended up doing website development for my core offering. But Joomla, I had to learn how to use Adobe programs because we ended up designing and putting together a magazine. And, just all of these different things that it evolved into. And so it definitely can happen. And those groups, they do tap into people they know. So if you can get in with the smaller stuff and then go, actually, that's something I can offer. So if you do want to do that, make sure that you do join where possible your local groups. So with Chambers of Commerce, with our one anyway, if you had a business in that area, even if it wasn't a shop, you can still join the Chamber of Commerce. I was lucky because I got in because I joined Rotary, and the president of the Chamber of Commerce was in my Rotary club. And he was like, I could do with someone to use and abuse. He's young and malleable. And I learnt so much. And it was really interesting because we're both really headstrong people and had to learn how to put up with each other and grow that role together. So it was really cool, actually. Yeah.
Things to think about then.
Yeah. So it depends what opportunities are around you that you can kind of tap into to get the ball rolling.
Yeah. Things like that PNC Association, that's all volunteer basis anyway, so you wouldn't, be able to make any money out of them. But certainly I'm sure there's other organisations might be able to.
Well, does your school have a website?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
And social media and stuff. Do they pay someone for the website?
I don't know. I'm not sure. But the principal, who is pretty much a troglodyte, is leaving at the end of the year. So they might actually they don't have social media for the school. The PNC had, you could set up unofficial Facebook pages for your school year and things like that, but we weren't allowed to have one for the PNC, and we weren't allowed to have a Facebook page for the school. The school would have a Facebook page. But that particular principal is leaving at the end of this year, so everybody's just going, right, let's just wait.
Do stuff. We experienced that as well. It was like, freedom. The new principal came in and he's like, yeah. Amazing. So maybe find out, how can you do website stuff, or is that something
I have done website stuff? And within my university, I'm a web publisher. Just have my own pages and do the create new pages for my own team and all that sort of stuff.
And what platform is that?
That's it's a Squiz Matrix platform.
I've never heard of that.
It's I don't know. I don't know that it's a standard web platform. It's a lot bigger because universities got many different needs and all that sort of stuff. But we also use SharePoint, Microsoft 365, and SharePoint, and so I do SharePoint development, pages for our teams and all that sort of stuff. So,
there you go. Interesting.
I'm just creating a knowledge base and SharePoint pages now for our own team's business processes and procedures and all that sort of stuff. So, and that's really basic. Like you do hit edit and you add in a web part that you can put text and pictures and it's not rocket science. Anybody could really do it.
Maybe have a play with creating a WordPress website. See how you go.
Yeah, I've not done WordPress. I mean, I'm aware of it, and I'll have a look at that. I've used, I can't remember the names of ones I've used in the past, but I've certainly done it at different web publishing things.
Yeah, cool. All right, it's 1:30. Anything else you want to check in with me about?
No, that's given me some really good ideas to start thinking, and that'll give me something to focus on when I'm doing the work on the weekend.
Beautiful. Excellent. Yeah, let me know how you go.
Yeah.
Helen?
No, I don't think so. You definitely got my brain working of different things that I probably
Yeah.
have been doing at work that could probably be converted into
Yeah.
other skills and stuff. So it's been really good. So
Yeah.
thank you very much for getting my brain working.
No problem at all.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
no, that
Well,
was really
enjoy the rest.
helpful.
Sorry?
That was really helpful. Thank you.
Oh, I'm glad. Excellent. Feel free to
You
tell me.
both, Helen, you gave me a very good idea.
Oh, look at that. I'll just be on my bike then.
Yeah. See ya.
Yeah. Now I'm dropping stuff.
Okay.
Excellent. All right. I did record it, so I'll make it so that you can check it if you want to later. I think other people would find that just the evolution of the ideas, watching like how you responded to the questions, possibly helpful. So if you're okay with that, I'll let people know there's a recording.
No worries. Easy.
Yeah, not a problem.
Excellent. Thanks, guys. I'll speak.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Enjoy some of the sunshine today.
Yes, you too.
Yep.
You too.
Yeah.
See ya.
Bye.